Hello, hello. And I think I'm live now on our page. Hello, guys. Hello, say hello. If you can see me and hear me, I am really happy to see you all here again in one of our live sessions. And today we'll be talking about job interviews and how to prepare for a job interview in English. So, great. I think it's all working now and it's super exciting. So I will just wait a second to see you all guys joining. And while we are waiting for people to join, please say hello, say how you're doing, how's everything, how's life in this current situation with you. So I would love to hear from you what's going on. Feel free to write in the comments. And yeah, good to hear from you guys. Let's see. And great. So let me see what's happening. I'm just checking. Checking your comments. So who is here with me today? Who's joining? And I do want to share this. Ah, there we go. That's me listening to myself. Okay. Right, guys. So we have some people started joining. Great to see you. And let me just do a few clicks before we start. If you are here, please say hello and how you are doing today. And how's everything? So we'll be talking, let me set everything up, and we'll be talking about preparing, how to prepare for a job interview. And yeah. Great. Okay, so I'm all set and just waiting for you guys to join me. And there are more and more people here. Great. Please say hello and tell me how you are doing today. How is everything? The weather is finally amazing, and unfortunately we can't go outside, but we can at least enjoy it in our gardens and on our balconies, right? So we'll be talking today about job interviews, and at the moment a lot of people I think will be having job interviews, looking for new opportunities, looking for new jobs. Now, a lot of people are working remotely. A lot of people are working from home, which is great. And but what working remotely means is that the whole world is open has opened up to you, right? And you can apply for a job anywhere in the world, which is really exciting. Which is fun and fantastic. And I'm sure some of you will be looking for new job opportunities. And these jobs might not be available in your country and in your language, but if you speak English, then definitely the job market is open for you. So it's important to improve your English and right now, because the global job market is much wider nowadays, and there are many more opportunities with more and more companies moving to remote work due to the crisis, due to the events with the COVID-19. Yes, it's definitely a difficult period, but I'm sure that we will pass this, and everything will get back to more or less normal. So great. I see that a few people have joined me. And hello, Sarah, and hello, Amal. It's great to see you here, and it's great that you're watching. And we are just talking about how to prepare for a job interview. And today we'll talk about different things. First, we'll discuss about what you we'll discuss what you do before a job interview, how you can prepare at home, and then we will look at some common questions at a job interview. There will be a surprise for those who are not our students yet. So please stay tuned, and there will be a surprise for those in about 20 to or maybe towards the end of the session, right? So let's begin. And it's great to see you all here. And can you tell me what you should do before a job interview? So you've applied for a job, they've invited you either in person or via face-to-face, or most commonly right now via Zoom or Skype. And what should you do before a job interview? Please write it in your comments, and it will be great to hear from you. How can you prepare yourself once you received an invitation for an interview? Guys, yeah. So one thing you can definitely do is, hi, Sarah. One thing that you can definitely do is research the company. It is really important to see what the company is like. Probably most of you will research the company before even applying for a job, but before a job interview, it's important to research the company, see what their activities are, because there is one of the questions that is often asked, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So Meher's already said that we should anticipate questions, exactly. And one of the questions that can be asked in a job interview is, what do you know about our company? So this is why it's important to research the company just before the job interview. Great. So any other suggestions? What else should you do before the interview? So we talked about researching the company, and Meher said anticipating the questions. Any other side ideas? Great. Mansoor says that we have to practice to answer standard questions like introduce yourself, how did you hear about this job opening, etc. And we have to prepare a nice suit and tie. Exactly. Yes, dress to impress. That's definitely the case. You know, the last few job interviews, I've had people coming in jeans and trainers, and it was a bit surprising, right? And so it is really important to wear the best suit and the best tie you have. And also, it's as Mansoor said, it's important to practice some standard. Yes, it's important to practice, to rehearse some standard questions, especially if you're doing it in English. Maybe you've done many interviews in your native language, but you have never done it in English. So it's important to practice answering some questions. And this is what we are going to do today, actually. And we're going to look at some interview questions, and I will ask you to type the answers as if you were applying for your dream job. And Amel said that you present yourself and talk about the professional experience and your skills. Yes, definitely. This is during the job interview. A common question is, tell me about yourself. And this is what you can say. Great. And Sarah says that you can present your CV and experience, and you can add something and what you can add to this company. Exactly. So these are all different interview questions. For those who just joined, we are talking about how to prepare for a job interview in English. And we've talked about a few things: that before the interview, you should research the company, you should anticipate the questions, you should rehearse answering these questions, especially if you're doing it in English. And you should definitely prepare your best suit and tie and dress to impress. Great. So now let's look at some of the job interview questions. You've already mentioned some of them, but we will look at some common 10 questions that are often asked in a job interview. And you've mentioned some of the questions. Let's look at them. Let's look at the questions. So Mansoor also said that we should record our answers and check ourselves if the answer is easy or not. If you are not a native speaker. Yes, so see if it's clear, if it's easy to understand, and you can always practice with another English speaking friend or in some of our amazing social clubs, because we do have social clubs and complementary classes related to job interviews. And now that we are 100% online, you can do it from home. Improve your English and prepare for a job interview. Great, so let's look at some interview questions. And the first question that I would like to talk about is one of the most common ones that you have already mentioned. Tell me about yourself, right? This is a very common question, and it's often asked, right? Sometimes you can hear, can you tell me a few words about yourself? This is one of the first questions that you get to ask in the interview. Here you have to give some personal information, some details about your career, your skills, and your studies, and how your past career and your skills and your past studies can be relevant to the current job. So here are some of the phrases that you can use to talk about yourself. Look at the phrases and please write the answers in the comments below. How would you answer these questions if you were asked it in a job interview? So you can start with phrases like, I was born and raised in, and then add the information. You can say, I attended the University of, or I graduated here. The next great question, sentence is, I've just graduated from the University of, right? I've just graduated, we use when something happened recently. So this will be especially useful for the students who just finished their studies and who have just gotten their diplomas and are applying for a job. I've just graduated from the university. Pay attention that after graduated, we use the preposition from, right? And the next, you can say, I've worked for 7 years as an For example, engineer. Yes, I have worked for 7 years. That means you're still working as an engineer, right? If we're talking about engineers. So the next phrase is, I've worked for 7 years as an engineer. Please write your comments and how you would answer these questions in the comments under the video. So once again, let's move to the next phrase. I've worked for various companies, including, and here you can list the companies that you worked for. And the last one, you can talk also about your hobbies and about your skills. So here, sorry, about your hobbies. I enjoy playing the guitar, or I enjoy doing yoga, or I enjoy playing tennis. So this is what you can say a few words about your personal hobbies and experiences. Uh, so Mansoor is asking if you should keep a short answer or give more details. It is up to you. You can practice, and as we are waiting, you can just practice and pretend to talk and pronounce. And you can write the short answers in the comments, and then I can look at it and correct it if there are any mistakes. So it's up to you. You can give an extended answer, or you can just write a couple of sentences that you're not sure of. So let me tell you a few words about myself while you're typing your answers. I was born and raised in Russia, if you don't know that. And I graduated from 2 universities, one in my hometown, Kaluga, and another in Moscow as a teacher of English. And then after that, I did other trainings, such as probably you might have heard of the Cambridge Delta, and that's one of my recent achievements. I've worked for Wall Street English Tunisia for 2 years, and this is how long we've been open for, just over 2 years, 2.5 years in Tunisia, and I've been here pretty much since the beginning. And I've worked for various companies, including Wall Street English, including International House, and some other companies in Vietnam and the United States. In my free time, I enjoy doing yoga, and I love reading books. How about you? Let's see where your comments are. So tell me a few words. I'm sure that you're typing them now, and it would be great to see some of them. As Mansoor said, that the answers can be short, or you can write something more extended. It is up to you. And once your comments come up, I can correct them a little bit. So just waiting for now. And as we are waiting, I'll just say again that Wall Street English is now 100% online, and you can study from home. In this period, you don't have to stop your studies. You can continue improving your English and prepare yourself for the new opportunities that I'm sure will open up once most countries pass this crisis. And pass this situation, because I feel that the job market globally will open up, just because so many more companies will be working remotely, as it might be more convenient for people, for the companies. It will reduce the effect that daily commute has on the environment. So I think overall, there will be quite a few changes in the future because of what's happening right now. So prepare yourself for the future, and it is important to learn English now to be ready to communicate with the world. And as I was talking, a few questions have come in, which is a few comments have come in. And Meher, one of our teachers, has said that he's worked for 10 years as a teacher. Really cool, Meher, yes. So you can say, I've worked for for 10 years as a teacher. So pay attention that before a period, 10 years, we use the preposition for. I have worked as a teacher since 2008. See how here I use since before 2008, because 2008 is a point in the past, and we say I've worked as a teacher since 2008. Or as Meher said, I worked for 10 years as a teacher. What attractions did I have to work for Wall Street English? Well, the main thing is that Wall Street English has the most innovative method that works and that helps students progress. And I've worked for many different companies, and I've taught English in many different ways. And I believe that Wall Street English's method is the best, and it helps students progress. And I see the improvement regularly with all our students. And it's just fantastic. And of course, the atmosphere. Our students know the atmosphere at Wall Street English. It's beautiful and it's wonderful. And we try to keep the same atmosphere even online. So yes, so two main reasons is amazing method and the atmosphere. Great. So Eamon says that he has worked for 16 years in the HR field. And since 2016, I'm an HR manager. Very good. So great, Eamon. I'm just going to say that here. Since 2016, I've worked as an HR manager. So with this since 2016, we use present perfect, which forms as I've worked. Sarah says that she was born in Tunisia. Yes, Tunisian is an adjective we use for languages, and Tunisia is a country. And I was attending University of Letters and Social Sciences, yes, and I've worked as a teacher in high school since 2000. Excellent use of present perfect. Well done. Just pay attention that instead of I was attending, it's better to say I attended the university. Yeah, as it's shown in our screenshot. Amina says, I was born and raised in a small coastal village, and I attended the University of Medicine in 2002. Cool. So you graduated in 2002. Excellent. I'm working as a physiatrist, okay, since 2016, and in my free time, I enjoy reading books. Pay attention that with since 2016, we should use present perfect and say, I have worked. I have worked. Great. Sarah says that online is not the same in the center. It's not exactly the same, but there are other things like, for example, these lives that we haven't had in the past. Great, thank you for all your comments. And for those who just joined us, I will say that we are talking about different job interview questions, and you can write your comments, your answers to the questions in the comments under the video. And let's continue to question number 2. Why are you interested in this job? This is a very common question that HR managers ask. And Eamon is our HR manager who has worked as an HR manager since 2016. So he can tell you if he regularly asks these questions. I definitely ask people this question. So it's important for the employer to know what your interest and why people want to work for the company. So it's also the answer to this question should focus on what pushed you to apply for this position. So this is some of the phrases that you can use to answer this question. So I want to take on more responsibility, or in line with my qualifications, you can finish this sentence. I'm convinced that company name, so for example, that Wall Street English is becoming one of the market leaders, right? And you would like to work for this company. You can also say, I'm impressed by the quality of your products. So here are different things to say. You can write in the comments different things that you can say. So if you were applying for your next job, you can write the answer. Why would you like to apply for the next job? Why you are interested in it? And write the answers, write the comments as if you were at a job interview applying for your dream job. So once again, here there are two different types of answers, right? Because you have why you can answer this question as from your perspective, right? From why you personally want to, what benefits, let's say, or how you would benefit from this. This is one way of answering. You can talk about yourself, or you can talk about the company and say how amazing the company is and how impressed you are by the company. So there are two different sides, as you can see. So while you can type in the answers for this question in here in the comments, and let me meanwhile look at some other things that you've typed. Rajesh said she's training engineer counselor since, again, same thing like many of you. When we use since 2011, 2016, we should use present perfect and say, I have been training, or I have trained, or I have worked as a training engineering counselor. Yes, I have worked. And I enjoy reading books and walking. I love walking as well. Yeah, meanwhile, while we can't walk outside, I try to do yoga and exercise at home. Mansoor said that he's worked as a quality manager for 12 years and he's worked for 3 years as a change leader for a big plant. That is fantastic. Amel was born and raised in Tunis, graduated from, French. I'm not going to even try. And so it's a school of fine arts in Tunis, as I understand. Hope my translation is good. And she had a training, communication and digital sessions in Pyramid Paris. Great. Manage communication enterprise. Again, so I have managed my communication enterprise or my company since 1996 until now, because you're still doing it, right? So we use present perfect. I have managed. And I enjoy playing golf and walking in nature and on the beach. Yes, great, fantastic. So let's see if there are any other comments about the question number 2 that I've posted. And Sarah says that she can present arguments about your skills that can have an advantage or can have advantages for the company. Definitely, it's a great point to say and to show how you in this company, you joining this company would be beneficial for the company. Right. I'm going to move on to question number 3. You can still write your comments for question number 2. And the third question is actually what Sarah said. It's partially related to the previous question. Why should we hire you? And Sarah, exactly here you can talk about your skills and how your skills can be beneficial for your company. For those who just joined, we're looking at some job interview questions that you can that you can find in most job interviews, and you can type your answers to the these questions in the comments and I will comment on some grammar or vocabulary. Great. So why should we hire you? That's the next question. And some of the phrases that you can use in to answer this question are here. Oh, oops, sorry. There we go. Great. So you should hire me because I'm confident and, yeah, and you can continue that. I'm a perfect fit for this job because, so this is a great phrase. I'm a perfect fit for this job because, and you can give reasons. Why are you such a great fit for this job? I should be hired because I am. Again, you can talk about your personality qualities, personality traits, and skills here that you think will be useful for this company. Another sentence you can use, I think I'm a great match for this position. Excellent sentence. Yes, I think I'm a great. But of course, you should explain why you think you're a great match or why you think you're a perfect fit. So feel free to write in the comments. I'm to write answers to this question, and meanwhile, I will look at your previous answers. And the previous question we talked about. Amina said, I'm impressed by the organization of the team and by the regularity of the regularity and the quality of your products. Yes, that's, I'm not sure what exactly you mean by the regularity. What do you mean? So something regular is something that happens daily or regularly on a regular basis. So I'm not sure what you mean by the regularity of a product. But the quality, I'm impressed by the quality of your products, definitely, and organization of the team. Mansoor says, I'm interested to try another challenge. A better word to use here is to take on. It's a phrasal verb, and you can say, I'm interested in taking on another challenge or a new challenge, or I would like to take on a new challenge. I heard many good informations. Oh, that's my favorite word. In English, information is uncountable and you cannot add an S at the end. And I know that in French, it's countable and you can make it plural, but not in English. So I heard a lot of interesting information, or you can say, I heard many good things about different technology and methodology that are used in your plant or in your factory. So plant is fine, yeah. So I think I'll be able to add, I am able, or I will be able to add many good ideas because I worked on the similar topics, because I've worked on similar topics. Great. So Sarah asked hire, and I see that Meher has already responded to that and said to employ or to recruit. Yes, a famous, there are two words, to hire and to fire. To hire is to give the job, and to fire is to dismiss from work, to take the job away, right? So great. Sarah said, I'm a perfect fit for this job because I have a quality to lead a team to reach purposes. I would rephrase it a bit and say, because I am great at leading teams to their objectives. Okay. Better here to use objectives or targets, to their target or to their objective. Eamon says, I think that my skills and my professional experience go hand in hand with the position offered. Oh, this is a fantastic phrase. Well done, Eamon. Great. So it looks like you've nailed your HR job, and this is a great phrase. And I love the expression, go hand in hand with something. Fantastic, fantastic. Thanks for sharing. Right, you can keep writing your comments, and I am going to move to the next question. Which is, There we go. Explain your strength. So again, sticking to the theme with why should we hire you? Uh, this is a similar, also this question goes to the same topic, and you can start talking about your strength when the HR manager or the interviewer asks you why they should hire you. So talk about your strengths, and some of the phrases that you can use is, I've always been a team player. That's a great sentence. And now we talk about teamwork, we talk about collaboration. So it's important to be a good team player. I believe my strongest trait is my attention to details. This is also fantastic. You have to pay attention to details. You have to be a detailed oriented person as well. Next one, really important, is I pay close attention to my customers' needs. So these are, again, if you work in customer service, if you work directly, if your job involves working directly with customers, then this is a great strength to talk about. Please feel free, as I'm talking, please feel free to write your strengths. I'm an excellent communicator. In another really important skill to have, and these are the phrases that you can use in English, right? We talked about leadership the other day, and being an excellent communicator is definitely important. I'm a troubleshooter, yeah, and that means you can solve problems easily. And another phrase for the same is, I'm good at problem solving. I'm good at multitasking or multitasking. You can pronounce it both ways. Both are correct. And again, doing things or switching easily between two tasks. This is what multitasking means. I'm self-motivated. This is another great strength because you don't need to be motivated. You can motivate yourself, right? And I have very good time management skills, which is another amazing trait to have. And it's great if you can state that in your job interview. So feel free to share your strengths and tell me what your main strengths are. And once again, for those who are watching us or maybe just joined, we are talking about different job interview questions. Great. So you can write your strengths in the comments, and while you're doing that, I'm going to speed up just a little bit and go to the next question, which is, of course, describe your weaknesses. These are two very common questions talking about strengths and weaknesses. Some phrases that you can use to talk about weaknesses. I always try to solve my own problems instead of asking a colleague who might know the answer. Yes. So in this case, you show that you're a problem solver and that you try to solve problems, but you rarely ask for help. So on the one hand, you show that you're a problem solver, but at the same time, you show that you don't ask for help, which can be a weakness. Another weakness is I become nervous when. It's okay to be nervous, but some people can see it as a weakness, right? And it's okay to talk about it. So sometimes I have trouble delegating duties to others. That's another thing you can say when describing about your weaknesses. So feel free to write in the comments below. We talked about strengths and weaknesses. So some of you have written strengths, and now you can write some weaknesses. Great. So Amal said, a very good topic. Okay, great, Amal. I'm glad you're enjoying it and you find it useful. Hella said that she is a hardworking person and enjoys working with the team. Exactly, yes, great. This is fantastic. And I'm just going to have a sip of water while you're writing your comments. So please feel free to write in the comments what your strengths and weaknesses, or how you would answer this question if it was a real job interview. If needed, you can take a screenshot of these phrases and to save them for yourself for later. When you're practicing and rehearsing your next job interview with your friend or colleague maybe, who knows, or if you're practicing it in one of our social clubs at Wall Street English. Once again, we are now 100% online, so you do not have to leave your home to continue your journey to English. Great. Next question, and that we'll talk about: what experience have you had? This is definitely asked in all job interviews, and another way people can ask is, tell me about your professional background, right? So this is, sometimes you will not have answered this question in the first tell me about yourself, but sometimes the interviewer will ask you. And here are some of the following phrases. We will not stop for too long on this because we talked and a lot of you have written the answers to this questions before. So one of the things you can say, I have 4 years of experience as a teacher, as an engineer, or I've worked in retail for 6 years and I was promoted to manager in my 2nd year. So this is really important to state when you were promoted. You can talk about the studies. I studied at the University of. If you haven't had any work experience, you can talk about your studies, right? And I worked for a company for example, I've worked for Wall Street English as a service manager for over 2 years. So we've talked about that. So I'm going to move on to the next. If you want to write any sentences in the comments, please feel free to do that. And I will be happy to correct your grammar or vocabulary and give you some feedback. Question number 7, another very common question that you might come across in a job interview and you might be asked is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Yes, 5 years' time, or another way, what are your career goals? What are your long-term goals? And many other questions that you can be asked around the same theme. So here the employer wants to see somebody who is ambitious and somebody who knows how to find solutions and knows where they are headed in their career. So somebody who is goal-oriented. So here are some of the phrases that you can use to answer this question. And let me read them for you. I'm aiming to improve my skills as a, yes, so you can state after that your job, okay? I want to boost my career. I believe your company is an important player in its industry. By saying this, you show that you would like to stay with the company for at least 5 years. I feel my skills set a perfect fit for your team and I can contribute by doing this. Again, this shows your commitment to stay with the company for a long period of time. So this is great. Please feel free to write anything in the comments and I'll just read what is said. Sarah says, my most weaknesses is to keep calm when the employees are lenient. What do you mean? I'm not sure what that word is. We say my greatest weakness, my greatest strength, my biggest weakness, or one of my main weaknesses is that I find it hard to keep calm when one of the employees, and then you say what it is. Some people, Meher says, some people think that saying I'm a perfectionist is a good thing to say about when talking about weaknesses. I don't believe so. What do you think? I think that being a perfectionist is a weakness to some extent, because sometimes you spend too much time on making something perfect rather than doing it. And especially in the times like now, for example, in times of crisis, it's important to work and to continue doing. And even though something is not perfect yet, it's important to start doing that. And unfortunately, with a perfectionist might take too much time perfecting and making sure that everything is perfect before actually doing something, which is why a lot of people just state it as a weakness. I mean, it says that she always tries to work by herself and finds it difficult to delegate tasks. I understand that. But again, then you get overwhelmed with work, and you might not be able to complete all the necessary tasks. Sarah says, in 5 years' time, I will certainly be promoted as an assistant of the boss. Yes, great. Believe in you, Sarah. And Amel replied to Meher, being perfectionist is a positive thing in our job. I think, yes, maybe it depends also on the job. Amel, what's your job and why is being a perfectionist important for you? So I think it definitely depends on the job and what job you're applying for and the company and the position. Great. Let me just quickly go through the last couple of questions that we have here. Question number 8 is, what do you know about our company? As I said at the very beginning of the session, it is important to research the company that you're applying for. It's important to know what the company, to understand how the company operates, what happens in the company, and the different information related to your job, so that you show the great interest in the company. So when you are asked this question, this is some of the phrases that you can find useful. Your company has proven to be ... and your company is famous for ... There are many other phrases, of course, you can use to talk about the company, but these are just some of the examples. And you can also say something like, what I find most interesting in your company is, and then finish the sentence. Great. Question number 9 is a difficult question to answer. What salary do you expect to earn? This is a common question that HR managers ask because it's important for them to know the expectations of the person applying for the job. And here are some of the answers that you can use. You can say, I'll need information about the job responsibilities before we can discuss the salary. This is a great answer, especially if you are applying for a management position. And you can also say, I'm sure that your company offers a fair, competitive salary for someone with my experience. Again, great answer. You're not stating a number, and you're saying that you trust that the company will offer a competitive salary, which is a good answer. And the third here, third suggestion or third sentence that I'm offering you today is, my salary expectations are in line with my qualifications and education. So this is also great to say, because again, you can research the job market, you can see how much people of the same qualifications and same experience are paid, and then you can state the answer based on that. And finally, question number 10 that I would like to look at today is there anything else you'd like to discuss? Yes, this is common questions. The other thing is that your interviewer might ask is, do you have any questions? Is there anything you'd like to talk about? And here you can say, ask ask these questions. For example, how soon do you expect to make a decision? That's a great question that you can ask because you're interested, you want to know what the time frame is for this application. And do you have a training and development program? Again, an excellent question to ask. It shows the HR manager or the interviewer that you're interested in growing, in learning and developing. So here are the 10 questions that we've had. And there is a last comment that I received from Amel, said that she's a senior expert in communication and events. Yes, so that's why being a perfectionist is important, because you want your events to be perfect, right? And you want the communication to be perfect. Yes, great. Thank you for sharing. So this is the last question that I have today for job interviews. Thank you for participating and thank you for listening. And now let's get to the surprise. And in our last session, we had several people who won 1 month with Wall Street English. And now we you can get one month with Wall Street English now if you do the following task. As I said before, Wall Street English is now 100% online. We have moved to the online environment and we're delivering all the classes online. So this challenge is for those who is not a student at Wall Street English. And if you're not a student at Wall Street English, right now, go to our website, which is wallstreetenglish.tn, and find an article talking about learning English 100% online. Find this article and post it in the comments under this video. I'll repeat again. Go to our website, which is wallstreetenglish.tn. Find the article about learning English 100% online and post it in the comments. The first person who is not a student at Wall Street English to post the link to the article in the comments will get 1 month with Wall Street English. I am going to wait a little bit. So if you're not a student at Wall Street English right now, you can get 1 month for free. And all you need to do is go to our website, which is wallstreetenglish.tn, and find the article about learning English 100% online and post it in the comments here. So I'm really excited to see who it's going to be. There are 35 or 36 people watching, and I'm wondering who it's going to be. Meanwhile, for our students, we do have some, as you already know, there are definitely some benefits for our current students, and you can bring friends and you can find other ways of continuing your studies. Talk to your consultants if you want to find out more. And still waiting for people to respond. If you're not, if you're not a Wall Street English student yet, you can win 1 month for free right now. And you can do that by posting a link to the article about learning English 100% online, and post the link to this article in the comments under the video. Just going to wait for a few minutes. I'm sure people are looking for it. And last time we've had a person who won 1 month free, and she has started her classes and is enjoying it. So it's great to have other people. Rafa, a surprise for Wall Street English students. We have tons of surprises daily. Feel free to ask your consultant about these surprises. Okay, so talk to your tutors and talk to your consultants. And remember, you can always bring friends and receive something for that. Great. So once again, if you're not a Wall Street English student, oh, you're welcome, Mohammed. So if you're not, once again, if you're not a Wall Street Imaginary Drums, thank you, Meher. Yes, yes. So if you're not a student, I'm just gonna wait for 1 more minute and see if anything happens. So if you're not a student, go to wallstreetenglish.tn and find the article 100% online and post it in the comments under this video. Waiting for 30 more seconds and see what happens. Who is going to be the one to post the link to the article on our website? And then I have a surprise. So if you're a student, stay with me for another 20 seconds. I have the countdown here. Stay with me for another 20 seconds. And I have a surprise for you if nobody else posts anything. 5, 4. And okay, so there have been 20 seconds and no one's posted anything. So there we go. Now, whether you're a Wall Street English student or not Wall Street English student, post the link to the article, Learn English 100% online in the comments and tag your friend in it. So there we go. And those who will post the link to the article first and tag their friends in the same will get 1 month free, whether you're a student or not. So go ahead, find the article, which is on our website and called Learn English 100% online. I will help you. It was posted on Monday. And it says, Learn English 100% online. So, imaginary drums, let's see if you can find it. Use Google search, Wall Street English .cn 100% online, and whether you're a student or not, find the article and post it here in the comments and tag a friend to win 1 month free. Let's keep waiting, and I'm sure somebody will do. And I'm sure someone will post this article. Guys, I'm really hoping, I really want to give this 1 month for people. Let me give you the link to the website. Maybe this will help. And you can find the article in there. So this is the link to the website itself. And right, I can. So on this website, you can find an article called Learn English 100% online. And to win 1 month, you just need to post the link to this article under in the comments under this video. You can see that still 25% of watching, 25 people are watching, so I'm sure they're now searching this article. So go, go, go. imaginary drums, as Meher said, and I wish I had the sound, and I'm really looking forward to receiving this comment and the person who will post it first. And great, and I think we've got the first comment, and it came from Narges Ben Hillel. Right, Narges, congratulations. Oh, Jihan, you came in second. And for some reason, I didn't see that comment, but there we go. So Narges, I've got your comment here and you've posted it first. Yes, well done. Guys, Narges has posted the link to the article, and congratulations, Narges, for winning 1 month with Wall Street English. And she also tagged her friend Firas, who might be our next student. Great. Well, guys, thank you for being with me today. And I hope you enjoyed this session and I hope you found it useful. It will stay here online and you will be able to get back and review and look at the phrases. By the way, these and other questions questions for job interview you can find on our website, and I will post the link right now, and we will add this to our comments. So here is some tips how to succeed in a job interview in English. Good luck. Thank you for being with us. And Rafael, you want to have an extra month? Okay, well, talk to a consultant and they'll tell you how you can get an extra month. Great. So thanks again for being here with me today. Thanks for participating. Thanks for researching the website. And once again, we're 100% online. Come study, improve your English, prepare yourself for the whole world. Bye, guys, and see you soon.